can to lick you, but not if you're like, no. It's really cute.
No, yeah, he like licked my whole beard. That was his very first interaction with me. Yeah, no.
He's a kissing.
But I didn't actually
guy.
immediately go rub my beard on my wife. I didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't do that. She would be furious.
No, come on, buddy.
You're being a good
But
boy.
so let's see what we can find. Yeah, there's a dog over there. Let's go. Good job, dude. Let's see. Let's go. Come on. Good job, dude. There we go.
Yeah, he's like, oh, goose poop. Goose
Nasty,
poop.
dude.
My dog's like goose poop too.
Don't do that.
Yeah, you like the poop.
Nasty.
You like the bunny poop.
Nasty boy.
I know. Oh no, fresh tiles.
Oh, no, dude. Oh.
No.
Very gross.
That's
No,
not
no.
gonna
No
help.
more kisses.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right.
Yeah, no, yeah. I like doing that in front of my trainers. Like, the dogs will do something really nasty.
Right, so that's the appropriate because we don't ever want him to do that again.
Right, pull.
Right,
yeah.
Pull away.
So I can show you.
Negative verbal.
Let's see how he does
pull
with the
away.
loose leash walking now, because you can do it on a flexi. It's just there's a little bit of a break. So the way that I want you to think about like the pulling thing is, if he breaks off of it, if he stops pulling right away, there's no penalty.
But if he leans into it.
If he braces even a little bit, then there's a penalty.
Got it.
Like that,
Got it.
right?
So, you do this
Now-
thing that I trained him with, where it's a double tap when he's not coming.
Yeah.
I've never associated it with like, or come this
Like
way,
with
but
leash?
it's just a tug twice.
Yeah.
And he comes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I noticed he
I do it all
like
the time.
do that automatically.
Yeah, I do it
so was
automatically.
like,
It's the best way to
that's
do
hilarious.
it. Yeah. Alright. And so then you're just going to be like strict on it if you are walking on a 6 foot,
Right.
right? There should never ever be leash tension, right?
Got it.
You should be able to like hold a coffee mug and walk and not spill your coffee, right? So if I'm here, that right there would be pulling, as an example.
Got it.
I don't want that, right? Because funnily enough, one of the other reasons I like flexis, they should sponsor me, is that flexis help a lot with reactive dogs because they're not being restrained.
Right.
Being restrained and being able to pull creates reactivity and increases it. That's how I train protection dogs. If I want to train a protection dog, I'll put them on a big flat collar, I'll put them on a harness, and then I'll let them pull me on a short leash because it will amp them up like nothing else. And if the other thing is also amped,
Right. Then it's
that's how you create. That's
battle.
how I train protection dogs. I'm almost finished training one right now.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Got it.
We do it. People do it all the time by accident. Yeah, totally by accident. They put their dog on like a harness, and then, especially in this case, it's like, all right, it's a husky. What do huskies do?
Pull.
They pull, right?
Yeah.
And what do they pull in? Harnesses. They were literally bred for it.
Well, I
Yeah.
literally used to only use the harness on my other dog when I longboarded with her.
Yeah.
So that I could embrace when positive pulling was acceptable.
Right.
But
And it's the best way there.
I
You can
trained
do
him.
You can do stuff like that. You can put it on cue.
Yeah.
You just attach a word.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I do the same thing with jumping all the time, right? Like I saw you have like an uppie, like an ups, like
Ups.
up.
Yeah,
Ups.
yeah.
I use like uppies or up, and like or like hug or something. I'll use whatever word. I do it all the time because like I don't want them to jump on me randomly. But if I ask them to jump, but I like dogs.
Yeah,
jumping on
me too.
Personally, so
Yeah.
it's like I don't like normally discourage that hard, but I train dogs for other people that like never want them to do it.
He can
Right.
up and stay
Yeah.
too when his back legs are doing good.
Yeah. So I'll put it on command like you did, right? I'll be like, I'm up, and then they jump up there. But then if they do it when I didn't ask them to, then I punish it. Simple, right? Yeah. Yeah. Good boy, dude. Good. My job. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Yeah, but so with the loose leash walking, as long as he comes right off of it, which he doesn't know where the boundary is right now because we're just changing it, right?
Yeah.
He's been running out far.
He's been looking at you every time.
Yeah, and so
Oh,
he feels a
well,
little
except
bit.
Yeah. Leave it to a husky for like.
Yeah. Well, and I don't reinforce positively or negatively if he looks at me typically.
Okay.
I don't care. As long as he doesn't pull.
That's the thing. I would have to walk with a bunch of treats.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that's the other nice thing. So the way that I train, you don't need them at all.
Yeah.
Which is a practical benefit. But you can use them all you want. I use them strategically for like specific purposes. But they're not my primary mode of training, just because I found two things. One is that there are other positive reinforcers that I think are more powerful. So I use those instead. And then the other thing is that sometimes treats feel like bank transactions for me. And it creates a behavior in the dog where like the reason that they interact with me, it feels like it's because they want food. And I'm like, ooh, it's not exactly like, that's not like the vibe that I want to develop with the dog.
Right.
Because it also creates like this food seeking behavior that's not exactly like the thing that I want, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, yeah, totally.
Yeah, because it's like if they like hear that and then they're like, dude, like,
where's my treat?
and you're like, dude, like, you know, and it's like that's like every time.
Yeah.
But that's not exactly what I like. That's not ideal for me. And so if instead it's like, oh, okay, like what's up, and then they're like, all right, like okay, I'll do it, and then I'm like, all right, like go have fun, or I'm like, oh, what's up, buddy, you did good, or like we're like, all right, let's play or something like that, and I'm like, yeah, that's fun. And so then it just doesn't feel like a bank transaction to me. Yeah,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I used to like have to use a treat to put on his harness, and otherwise he would run away and hide.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, he doesn't like being restrained very much.
he does not.
I don't either.
Yeah,
But
who does?
yeah, unfortunately,
Put me on a leash.
I can be restrained by words, and he cannot.
Yeah.
Because he'll never know any words. Like he knows that if he sits when I say sit, then like something good will happen. If he doesn't, then he's gonna feel pressure. But he doesn't know that you can sit.
I know your
Like he doesn't
Right,
know.
yeah.
verbiage is very tonal.
Yeah.
Like tonal. Like
Oh yeah, like I do
Okay.
like a little bit of a high pitch.
High-pitched?
Yeah.
I've been trying to see if I can do high pitch.
Yeah.
The last
Yeah,
time
and
I
it
saw your
doesn't have to
videos-
be quite as high as I do it.
No, but I like
Yeah.
that. It's so visceral. It's
Yeah.
like easy. He doesn't need a
I want clear.
decisive.
I want clear.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I want it to be different from what's being like what he hears all the time. Because like right now, he's not paying attention to anything we're saying. Like if I say the word come, I'm like, hey, like could you come tomorrow? Nothing happened. He doesn't. Dogs learn to tune out everything we say. They don't pay attention to anything we're saying. But if I go, come, he pays attention to that, right? So I have to make it different from my everyday speech. Or also, you may have noticed in some of the videos I have a tick. I'm not sick.
Oh.
I just have a tick. Sometimes I do that, and I'm like, I hate it because I'm like, dude, my video, what the heck is this? I'm like,
I was like, allergies is hitting him hard.
no,
man.
it's
Allergies.
it's all year, every year for like all time. It just doesn't. Yeah, it's just a tick. And sometimes it's worse than other times. Like sometimes like I don't have it very much, and then other times it's like every 5 seconds for like 20 minutes, and I'm like, ugh. So with that kind of a thing, I actually used that once. I put e-collars on my trainers, and I used. I basically tried to trick them, and show them like how a lack of clarity with the e-collar can cause problems, and then like make it where they don't learn. So I used markers. The first way I tricked them was I used non-verbal markers, but they were expecting the verbal marker that they already knew. So I was saying okay, but I was also doing a non-verbal marker that I was trying to teach them, was the idea. So I was using this. And so when they heard okay, they released. The command I gave them was touch heart. They touched their heart. And then the release was, if I do this, you can stop touching heart. So I did that a couple of times, but I also said okay. And so then the next time I said okay, but I didn't tap my foot, they stopped touching heart and I shocked them. right? And then I was like, why'd you get shocked? And I did it a few times, and they were like, I don't understand. Like, you gave me the release, and then you still shocked me. Like, I don't get it. And they were like,
Yeah.
They went right back to doing it. And then like my wife, and it also displayed like the different reactions people, like dogs can have if it's not clear. My wife froze and wouldn't stop touching hard. Even when I gave her the release.
Right.
She wouldn't stop. So she was just like, all right, I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah, better to
except
be
for
wrong
this.
and unpunished than right or try and interpret something.
And trying to figure it
different.
out and then get it wrong and then get punished again, right? But the other one that the way that I did it with her actually, which was really unfair, it was pretty funny though, was, that's right, shock your wife, you know, that's how we do it. No.
That might have worked in your marriage, Joe.
I hear it's good to keep them on their toes.
That's right, we have fun with it. Oh, hey little buddy, okay. Yeah.
A little bit of it off. Quite a wee bit.
Well, and the physical activity will do it. It'll start it.
Sure.
He's also, he does get allergies, so
Does
the
he?
pollen's probably, yeah, he's very, he's a sensitive boy.
Yeah, it could be that. The way that I did it with her was I made my tick the marker.
Oh.
And she could not figure it out.
Oh.
Like what the marker was. I tried to make it as clear as day, and she couldn't figure out that was the marker.
That's
She
funny.
thought everything else that I was doing that meant nothing,
Yeah.
all of those, she thought those were the markers.
So there you go with the like one person is communicating one way and the dog is not hearing.
She couldn't figure it out because it wasn't clear to her because it was something that I do all the time. So like if you made your marker like said like the normal way, and if you say like a lot, the dog's not gonna
Never know.
No.
get it. It's gonna be hard.
No delineation. No intonation.
It'll be tough.
No change in tone. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing that you
have
may already
my
know
same-
is verbal first.
You have the same good boy that I do. Yeah.
Yeah, good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Good job, dude. Yeah. Good job. He's a smart dog.
You're so much more relaxed. Joey.
It's so beautiful
my
seeing a
God.
muzzle off of him.
Yeah.
He'd
Well, have you
cry.
been like had to walk him around with muzzles, like on a walk?
Since he was 3.
Damn. Yeah, that's rough. Let's see how my battery's doing. It's got like 15%. It's not too bad.
Yeah, he's.
Was the muzzle mainly for other dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't want him hurting another dog, you know.
Yeah. Well, so like this is a perfect example. It's like, all right, well, how do you handle the situation with him? And you know, you like have had that. So the funny thing is like the main thing that I do is don't lock it, because that's the first instinct. You lock the flexi and you pull him close. Why? Well, you don't want anything to happen, but you're preempting it. So if I preempt it and I lock it up and I put him in like obedience as a band-aid, he never makes a choice. There's no choice point that ever happens. So he can't choose right or wrong. And then the other issue with it is that it creates a restraint and then he's got to pull into it. Astro, come. Right, so I just go, come. Astro, let's go. Come on, dude. Astro, let's go. Come on.
Holy shit.
So I can just move him along.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good boy. Good boy.
That sounded like a
But you
good
just-
holy shit. That sounded like a happy holy shit. Right?
Yeah.
That's what that was. Yeah.
That's right.
That's freaking awesome.
Good. Yeah. No, well, because then it's very clear to him, and he made the choice,
Yeah.
right? So I gave him a
and
choice
not
point.
under duress. He made the choice.
Because I guarantee you, I could have made him react to the dog.
Yeah.
I could have made it
putting
happen.
A lot of pressure.
If I had kept walking towards them, and then done this, Astro,
right.
and then he's looking at the dog like
Right,
that.
yeah.
That's the problem. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I thought so. Or he's like, I want to get over there, so damn bad, and you're not letting me like even look at it.
Right.
Right? Or like the other thing that a lot of times people do, they'll be like, hey buddy. All right, Astro, sit.
Redirect.
Right?
Yeah.
That can work for some things.
That's what we were doing.
Yeah.
Like, step off, go around.
Yeah. I found that if you don't keep moving, it can actually make it work. because then they're like,
they're only paying attention
that's all they
to
can
what
think
you
about.
Don't want them to pay.
Yeah, it's like the when you're still in motion, it's much easier for them to just not engage with it. You just go like, hey dude, like let's go.
Right.
And if they don't like go with you, then you're like, dude, come on. And then if they still don't, then you put some pressure on them and you make them come with you. Like if he had like tried to keep going towards the dog and like bolted towards him, I would have used the e-collar.
Okay.
Got it.
Right? I would have tapped the e-collar and been like, let's go again.
Right. So again, reinforcing with the verbal, so it's not just the physical. It's physical with verbal and redirection.
Right.
Got it.
Yeah. And so the way that I think about it is like, all right, I give him a chance every time,
Right.
unless it's dangerous, like really actually like he's like sprinting towards another dog and they're both like barking, right? Or he's running into the road.
Right.
Then it's like, okay, no, I need to preserve your safety, so I will just go straight to
Or
like,
no.
right? Yeah, because I don't chasing wildlife's not a good idea.
Right.
But like, I don't want him to think that looking at dogs is bad.
Right.
Yeah, looking at dogs is fine. Walking towards dogs is fine. All those things are fine and normal. It's just don't do that thing, or if I ask you to do something different, you have to do it. That's it.
You're being a very
Right.
good boy.
Good job, dude.
You're being a very good boy.
Yeah, you're a smarty.
Oh boy. He's like, I'm thirsty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, man. He's a happy boy.
Proud of you, buddy.
Yeah. But yeah, I like to just like let them make choices, see what they do. If they do the right thing, then either nothing happens that's negative, or maybe even like you're like, good job, dude. And then you guys do something fun together. And if they make bad choices, then you punish them,
Right.
right? But it's clear,
Yeah.
right? And so a bad choice would have to be an actually like thing you don't want them to do again to punish it. But if it was just
But we might switch it
like,
to a
hey,
minute
like I
as
need you
we're
to like
going.
not be doing that at this moment,
Right.
then I'll just redirect with the let's go and then just keep walking.
What was that? I missed that. Sorry.
Yeah. So, like, say as an example, there's different kinds of behaviors that you might not want, right? Some of them you just don't want it at that moment, but there's nothing inherently wrong with it,
Okay.
right? So, like, say as an example, you're walking, and maybe you can tell like the person's kind of nervous about your dog,
Yeah.
right?
That happens.
You don't want him walking up to them,
Yeah.
so you might just go like, "Hey, buddy, let's go," and then if he doesn't, you go, and you reinforce it if you need to, right?
Got it.
With like a little pop on the collar or the e-collar, and however hard it needs to be, just depending on the reaction, right? But if they do a thing that that is like never do that again, then you would just punish it, right? So like as an example, say that you never wanted him to chase a duck, ever. You would let him run at the duck, and then you would just hammer him. Why? Because you want him to actually you want him to have a suspicious association about ducks. You want him
Okay.
to think the duck did it. The duck has magical powers, right? And then he'll avoid chasing ducks ever again,
Got it.
right? But if you don't care about him chasing ducks, then you let him do it. And then you just recall him. So then you're just negatively reinforcing the recall. So if you don't care that he runs after the duck, then it's fine, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
Larger
redirect small things. Punish
chickens,
big things.
roosters, birds that size. He doesn't really go for it.
Yeah.
He does go for small birds.
Small birds? Like how small are we talking?
Like sparrows.
Sparrows?
Swallows,
Yeah.
like mostly he finds the baby birds. Yeah.
Astro. He likes to eat them. That's good.
He's a freaking
Tasty birds.
wolf, you know?
No.
Yeah.
Astro.
You can't be mad at a wolf for being a wolf.
And that's the other thing is that with the recall, and this is like incredibly important. With the recall, if you don't have a way to obligate him to come to you, do not say come. Don't use the recall. If you don't have a way to make him do it. So if you have no way to obligate it, if you don't have an e-collar or a prong collar or like just like a leash, if you don't have some way to make sure that he does, don't use it.
Okay.
But you might still be like, say you're in the house and you have no way to obligate it. And you say, Astro, come, and then he doesn't. He's now learned what? It's optional.
I don't have to come. Yeah.
Sometimes I don't have to. And so instead of that, you can still get him to come over to you. Just go, come on, buddy. Hey, dude, Astro. Right? And just do that. Right? Just do whatever you got to do to get him to come to you. And then he comes and you're like, oh, hey, boy. Right? So that's what you call an informal recall.
Got it.
Right? So a formal recall is using the command.
Right.
An informal recall is just making fun noises to get him to come to you.
I usually get down to my girl's level.
Yeah.
They'll come to me. Or I'll play hide and seek with them.
Exactly. So if I can't reinforce it, I don't say it.
Got it.
But if I can reinforce it, then I say it.
Oh, in your tone. You mean like the command tone? Like the recall
Yeah, like I don't
command.
use the command
The
at all.
recall command.
I don't
Got
say
it.
come.
Okay.
Right? I'll just be like, hey, buddy, come on, buddy, let's go,
got
buddy.
it.
And then he's coming to me, right?
Right.
But I didn't say Astro come.
Right.
Right? Because if I say Astro come, he has like that's required.
He knows.
Yeah, if I go, hey, buddy, come on, buddy, good job. He doesn't actually have to come to me.
Right.
If he doesn't, I won't do anything.
Yeah.
I'll just like be like, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't want to come to me right now. He doesn't care. You know?
Hey.
Smarty.
Hey.
Yeah, cutie. So for the down, I found it to be relatively simple. It seemed like he maybe had done it a little bit with the down.
He knows that.
Yeah. The only thing that I noticed is that he needed a little bit of like aid with the hand. He needed a lure. If that makes sense. It wasn't verbal only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
he needed a lure.
With the sit, when he's having good days, it's visual, where it's just 2 fingers up.
You can use the hand. Yeah.
But-
Astro, sit. And so he'll sit verbal only now. And then Astro, okay, good boy. The other one sometimes I'll use is, I don't know if I've done it enough with him for him to know it. Astro,
Show me,
hey
bud.
buddy, come on. Astro, hey, dude. Sometimes I'll do this. He was already sitting. Yeah. No, I don't count those. Yeah, he's already sitting. Okay, come on. Oh well, no, maybe he thought he was in command. Okay.
Buddy.
So then for the down, the way that I use negative reinforcement with the down, he does know like the e-collar's layered into it now.
Yeah.
So he can make sense of that. But the level of e-collar stem that I'm going to use on a down versus on a recall is very different, typically. So like for a down, like it's going to be low. And low is relative.
Yeah.
Don't get stuck on numbers. Numbers don't mean anything with e-collars. They mean nothing. The only thing that means anything is what the dog reacts.
Yeah.
Like how do they react? If you put it on like a 6 out of 100 and they're like,
Right.
right, that's pretty high for them.
That's
right?
that's
If it's a
their
lot, it's a lot. You can see the
Right.
reaction. If you put it on a 50 and the dog like blows it off and just doesn't even like pay attention to it, it's like, well,
Is it touching its skin?
you know, yeah, check that
Right,
first,
yeah.
and then if
Right,
it is,
right.
if it is, or like a bit, I always
the
check that
idea
out.
first.
Yeah, because like sometimes I'm like, oh, it's not turned on. That happened to me
Yeah.
like a couple days ago with a dog. But like, then it's like, all right, well, sometimes I have had it where it's like, I'll put it on like a 40 or 50, and the dog's just like, whatever. And I checked it, and I was like, whoa, yeah, it's like it's on.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it was touching, and I was like, all right, well, he just
That's
didn't care.
badass.
not happening.
Yeah, he was just distracted and just didn't care about it. So then it's like, well, turn it up
Yeah.
to however high it needs to
So
be
he cares.
till he cares,
You
right?
can turn it down.
You need to get a reaction.
Right.
Yeah, and then like very often, then you can turn it. You sensitize them, and you can turn it
Yeah.
down to like 30 now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What are the numbers, just for reference, that you typically use on him? Always changing?
It changes from like context. It's like changes randomly. Like say like in a down, like I would put it on like a 15 if I was going to try to reinforce it down as an example. Like put it into the negative reinforcement for a down. But if I was gonna like be like, all right, we're walking around in a park, I had it just on like a 40 just in case I needed it. Right.
Got it.
But it also changes depending on like the model that you're using, because some e-collars vary in like their intensity and like their range, like how high is the ceiling and how low does it go.
Right.
Like if you get like a sport dog e-collar, it's only got like 7 settings or 8 settings.
Yeah.
Most of them that you can get like a Tractor Supply, it's got like 7 or 8 settings, and it's like one is like friggin' already
You're
pretty
there.
like it's already like making a difference.
You're there, man.
Yeah, it's already that's like the equivalent of like a 15 on this.
Dog's listening.
Yeah, so you can't go lower though, is the problem. So like some dogs I need like lower than that.
Right.
Yeah. Now like when I put lower than that, I can barely feel it.
Yeah.
But some dogs are very, very sensitive to it, and some dogs are not.
Right.
Right. And then the other thing is that, you know, we're soft. Let's be frank, most people, with our dogs, because we love them, right? But we're not soft with like ourselves or like with people. It's like we're fine with like, okay, yeah, that person got like penalized for something. So yeah, well they did the thing and they got penalized, right?
Yeah.
Or like, you know, like, oh wow, like their boss is putting some pressure on them. It's like, yeah, they underperforming at work, they're not doing their job.
Right.
And it's like, okay, yeah, like, we don't have a problem with that. We have problems with dogs all the time. So it is very possible that at some point along the way, you'll use the e-collar and he will yelp and jump if you have it at a higher level for something. He doesn't care. 5 minutes later, he totally forgot. And for me, if I have to choose between one time because it was a little higher than maybe it needed to be, just slightly, but it's hard to know exactly. And they yelped and jumped, and then they recalled, versus they never learned the recall sufficiently such that it was obligated they had to come back, and then they run out in front of a car and die.
Yeah. I'm
choosing the first one every time, right? Or they never get to experience like freedoms, like they have to, as an example, they have to walk around the muzzle arm.
Right. Yeah.
Or they don't get to go anywhere or do anything, or they get locked in crates, or they never meet anybody.
Right.
It's like, for me, if I'm kind of thinking of myself in this way, like I'm trying to be a voice for the dog when I'm working with a dog, because I'm thinking along the lines of, if the dog could talk and understand those concepts, what would he choose?
Right. Right. Yeah.
He's choosing the freedom, but like every once in a while the problem, every time.
Yeah.
It's not even choice. Yeah. What's up, bud? That good boy. Yeah, get the good picture. The photo op.
No, sit. Astro, sit. Astro.
Over here. Yeah, over here. Yeah.
Astro, sit. Good boy.
Good job, buddy.
Good boy.
There we go, right here. This is good. So like Flexi's not locked, it's unlocked.
Oh, boy.
So you can see he still will think about that.
He kept your boundary.
Right? But he thought about it. He was like, he started to think about it.
Yeah.
But instead of going, no,
and pulling him back where
so like,
he
all right,
would
let's see what
react
happens.
more.
Yeah, just like, let's see what happens. And he just went, and then he was like, oh, like, all right.
Nah.
Yeah, he's decided not to.
I'm with my people.
Right? Yeah, exactly. And then there, like, you can easily get rid of that by just going like, just verbal now.
Yeah.
So that's conditioned. Every time he's heard or nope or something like that, something physical has happened.
Yeah.
Right? He's gotten popped on the prong collar, or he's gotten tapped on the e-collar.
Yeah.
So he hears that and has this, it's Pavlov's dogs.
Right.
He has the same response to that as he does to the actual physical pressure.
Right.
But that's only going to stay if you maintain it.
Right.
So as an example, say that you have like a kid and they're playing on the iPad. Right? Kids do that now, I guess. So you have the iPad and then you're like, all right, put that away, and they don't. You come back a few minutes later and you're like, dude, I told you to put it away. So you start counting. Some parents count, right? 1,
We get to 3.
2, yeah. And then they get to 2 and the kid puts it away. They're like, oh, put it away. If you come back 2 minutes later and they're taking it out again, you don't then go, all right, I'm going to count to 3.
Right, exactly.
You go, dude,
Yeah.
put it away now, and now you're in trouble.
Repeat.
Now you're in trouble.
Right.
And so it's the same way with the dog, right? So if I go, hey, like, don't do that, right? I go, and he goes, ooh, my bad, right? But then the very next time he goes to do it again,
Yeah.
I go, and go, I'm gonna back it up now,
Yeah.
right? Just like I would with the kid.
Right.
Because then it's like, all right, no.
Yeah.
You knew. That was like 5 minutes ago. That's actually a mistake people make pulling all the time.
So if he starts like walking towards the dog reacting, is that proper to say there? Or
I mean, yeah, it could be. Yeah, if you don't want him to do it. Totally
would
fine.
it be better to say come, or is it like both work?
Yeah.
I don't you know what I mean?
This is a good question, yeah. It just depends on your goal. So like in this case, I think that it would be totally fine to say right? Because you don't need him to be walking towards other dogs that are reacting.
Got it.
Right? So you can just be like, let's go. And then just reinforce the let's go. Or come or whatever it is. But you can also say it on the front end, like, don't do that. Like, hey, leave it alone. Let's go. Right? But
so both are okay.
They're both fine in that particular case. Because all you want is that he just moves along.
Yeah.
Right? And then the only thing that, like, if he had, like, started, like, I would have said no.
Got it.
Because I normally use for, like, negative reinforcement. Mostly. Sometimes I make mistakes and accidentally say it for something I would rather punish. But I try to use nope for positive punishment. So, like, nope is like, hey, like, never do that again, dude.
Right.
Ever. Never do it. Right? And then I would have made a punishment.
Correction.
Yeah.
Correction.
I would have popped him and tapped the e-collar, and then I would have also used what's called social pressure. I would have just gotten in his space and be like, don't you ever do that again. No. Never do that.
Yeah.
And then I would have made it last a little bit. Be like, you never do that. And I want to see a specific reaction in his facial and body language.
Like a recognition.
I want him to go, I want to see this.
Oh. Right. Oh.
And then if you see the eye do this, if you see their eyes go, you're like, all right.
They're getting it. Yeah.
He got the point, right? Because that's one of the things with both positive and negative reinforcement and positive and negative punishment is that very often people are like, oh, I did the punishment thing. But then, like, if I have a video, like, if you watch the video of the dog, you're like, that dog never got punished.
Right.
Because you can see. Like, so if I, like, go, nope, and then I pop it, and he's like, and he's still looking for the dog, or he's just like, all right, what up? Like, then I'm like, okay, he never got punished.
Yeah.
And so you everything is completely based on the dog's reaction.
Right.
Nothing else matters.
Okay.
Levels on the e-collar don't matter. What kind? Like, another example that's really common is, say that when I first met Astro, I was like, oh, good boy, and I was like petting him. Positive reinforcement or positive punishment? Positive punishment, I'm punishing him. Right? Because he doesn't like it.
Right.
He doesn't want that from me at that moment when I first met him. He's like, no. Like, ugh.
Right. Yeah.
Right? That's punishment. But if I have it stuck in my head that, oh, affection and praise is positive reinforcement, and so I keep doing it, then I'm giving him the wrong message every time.
Right. Yeah.
People do that all the time.
Now he's uncomfortable, and you're thinking it's positive, and he's still uncomfortable.
It's kind of like if I like
You're not
was like,
reading the
oh, like,
dog's interpretation.
oh, here you go, buddy, and I gave him a treat, and he didn't take it because he didn't like that particular kind of treat.
Right.
And then I would just like, okay, good job. And I was like, yeah, like I thought, like, and I walk away thinking like, oh yeah, I rewarded him. He didn't take it. He didn't like it, right? And so people much more frequently do that with punishment than they do with rewards.
Yeah.
Because with the rewards, it feels good to do it. It's fun. With the punishments, it doesn't. Like, no. I mean, if you do enjoy that, if that like gets you like, if that like does something for you, like,
get rid of the dog.
Stop. You shouldn't have dogs.
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
You ever see his back leg go?
Yeah. He kicks. Yeah.
You find the right spot.
Yeah, I've gotten a few kickies here and there. Yeah. Good boy. Good job. Yeah. So for the down, Astro. Down. Down. Right. So if he doesn't do it, down. Down. okay, good boy, right? So then I'm just doing a little bit of pressure, just
Yeah.
because you can see I don't have to hammer him.
Right.
Or the other mistake people make is they just like
Prolonged stress.
they
Yeah,
force him to
pressure.
go into the down.
Yeah.
They don't learn
Yeah.
from that. It's like
Right.
the only thing that they might learn from that is to just go
All right. Yeah.
do that.
Not repeatable.
But that's not actually down.
Yeah.
That's just them collapsing and going, oh. That's just them freezing up,
Yeah.
which isn't the thing that I want. I want to see like them like go into the down and be like, oh, yeah, got it. I knew it. Yeah, like I did it.
I got one who's graded down,
yeah.
and the other one's like him. I don't really want to go all the way down.
Yeah.
I want to. No.
Yeah, sometimes like I say down and he's just like, whoop, and he goes
Yeah.
into the down. Other times I have to kind of reinforce it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it does depend on him. It also will depend sometimes on how he's feeling, like with physically at that moment.
Yeah.
If he's tired out or like his like hips are hurting or something like that, it's like,
Yeah,
all right, well,
he's
maybe
gonna go
he doesn't
do
really
it.
feel like
Yeah.
doing it. Yeah. Oh boy. But do you guys have any questions right now for me?
No.
Okay.
I'm just so impressed. I'm so impressed. I mean, dogs, ducks, kids,
I love it.
You walk by the stuff. No muzzles.
He's doing great.
No nada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing
Are you
great.
happy without a muzzle, buddy?
I'm sure he
Yeah,
is.
but,
Muzzles
yeah.
suck.
I just
They
wanna
have a
eat
useful
poop,
purpose.
Bro. I just want to eat poop.
Yeah. Good job, dude.
See you Monday, buddy.
Yeah, bud.
Yeah, because we're doing our second lesson on Monday. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Monday, okay?
Good job. Yeah, I don't schedule those.
Yeah, it's all right.
I don't even know.
Hema's got
Yeah,
you
Hema
scheduled.
does it, so,
Don't
like,
worry. And thank you so much
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
letting us get home in the light. It does make a difference.
Totally fine. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. We'll see you Monday.
Good boy. Good job.
Good boy.
Yeah, and I'll see if he lets me give him a bath.
Be a good
I think
boy.
he'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
What's up? Just tell me. Yeah.
I told Christian about it. He is a big baby when it comes to tub time.
Likes it? Does not like it.
He does not like
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Whines
That
like
was my guess. He's like, he didn't like it.
crazy husky.
Okay.
But he'll lean like all of his weight into your
Yeah,
shoulder,
Yeah.
and you just need like a harness to like
You just hold him back.
hold him back, or like
Or you just do it.
Or a
Just do it in the
tub.
backyard.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just hold him on the leash and hose him off, and then like soap him up, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Sometimes we do that.
I would typically recommend
Yeah.
just a 5-gallon bucket with a cup, because it's the pressure from the hose that really terrifies
It scares
him.
them. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Yeah. Because sometimes I like to use the shower setting on the hose.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't like the. I just think about me.
The hard
Like if
pressure.
you like look, you know, like on like the shower head.
Yeah.
If you get the shower head that's like that, like one jet that just like shoots into
I
the
actually
center of
love
your
it.
face. Exactly. It can be nice, but it just depends. Like other times it's like, dude, that's like a lot. I don't want that right now.
Right,
I just want like the
exactly.
water to
I
just
want
like
a nice
rain on top
relaxing
of me.
rain.